Don't bitch, just get rich. This was the title of a best-selling book that was written by my good friend Tony Fitzgerald. Now, Tony was a serial entrepreneur. He was hugely successful. Very sadly, Tony lost his battle with an aggressive cancer in 2019, and he changed so many people's lives. Having money and being successful is an amazing part of this journey and our the opportunities that we have available to us. And I recommend everybody get rich. Get wealthy AF. You deserve it. You have all the things that you need inside of you. You have the seeds of them inside of you. You just have to develop them. And look, life is a lot much more fun, a lot more fun when you have money than when you don't. If you are suffering through lack and scarcity, that is just no fun whatsoever, and it really limits your ability to take advantage of all the opportunities that we have available to us on this planet. What I'm going to do today is I have had, because I have the book, but what I did was I actually developed with ChatGPT a bit of a summary about what the principles of the book are. Now, you can still get the book on Amazon on Audible for 99 cents if you join Audible. I guess it's $15 something if you already have an Audible subscription. But you can download the book on Audible and listen to it. If you want it in paperback, it's $62. And now that Tony's no longer with us, I don't know where those proceeds go or if anybody ever collects them. So, but it really is a good book. It's based on on people who he coached and what he coached them through and the principles of creating wealth. Tony says that one of the reasons his book was so successful was because of the title, Don't Bitch, Just Get Rich. It's a great hook. It really grabs attention, and you can imagine what the content of the book is like. Now, if you are new to my channel, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marguerita, the Woo Woo Warrior, and I have helped thousands of conscious wealth and freedom seekers just like you to clear their fears, doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs so they could step into their power and rise into unstoppable wealth, freedom, and impact. And I'm on a mission to help you to be the best and most powerful version of you so you can live life on your terms and create life beyond your wildest dreams. So I'm actually going to read from this summary because I want to do Tony's book justice because it was a good book. As I said, I do have it in PDF, and it's very eye-opening, and his principles are very, very sound if you want to be wealthy and successful and rich AF. So Tony opens by stripping away illusions, inviting readers to face the unfiltered truth of their lives, their finances, and their excuses. He argues that self-honesty is the foundation of all transformation. So you have to be real about where you're at, about what's blocking you, about the fact that it's all within your realm to be able to shift all your head trash to be able to move forward and get the results that you want. Unless you put your cards on the table, you'll keep repeating the same patterns. This sets the tone for the book: radical ownership over blame, clarity over confusion, and empowerment over complaint. Does that resonate with you? What do you think? Are you making excuses? Are you going all in? Are you exercising radical responsibility in your life for your results, taking ownership of the fact that you are creating your life moment by moment by moment, and if you're not getting the results that you want, then there's something that you need to change. There's something that needs to shift within you. There's action that you need to take that you're not taking. What is that? Get honest. Get real with yourself. Don't bitch. Just get rich. So that was the introduction. Now, in chapter number 1, it's called the red pill or the blue pill. Okay, the red pill or the blue one. And we know that this is a metaphor and a relationship to the matrix, which was a metaphor for our life. We are plugged into the matrix. And until we wake up and we unplug and we realize that we are actually the creative force in our life and take ownership, then we're at the mercy of the matrix. But the good news is The matrix is collapsing. We are at a very, very special time in the conscious evolution of humanity. So that's really exciting. So, using the matrix as metaphor, Tony explores the two worlds we live in, the bitch matrix and the rich matrix. Which one do you want? Because the choice is yours. You can choose either one. And if you continue to choose the bitch matrix, you're just going to keep getting what you've always got. And if that's not acceptable to you, then you think it's time, and the right time would be now to choose the rich matrix. I hope so. So the bitch matrix is victim, excuses, and scarcity. And the rich matrix is conscious choice, power, and abundance. Each person must choose whether to keep believing the old story or awaken to authorship of their reality. Freedom, he says, is never inherited, it's chosen. So that is the principle of chapter number 1, the red pill or the blue one. Okay, so let's look at chapter number 2, facts first. Here, Tony introduces 7 workshop participants and teaches them to begin with truth. Money problems, he explains, thrive on denial and storytelling. The path to wealth starts by looking at the numbers, the debts, the habits without shame. And I would also add the beliefs, the unconscious beliefs that have developed the story that you have around money, around wealth, around success, around yourself. Okay. Until you face the facts, transformation is impossible. I cannot love this enough. Everything is perception. Everything is a story. We see the world and everything in it through our own filters, through our own unconscious, subconscious beliefs. And until we are ready to put those under the microscope and shift the dysfunction, the head trash that is stopping us from being the best and most powerful version of ourselves, and stop telling ourselves the stories that are keeping us in this dysfunctional loop, nothing will change. Nothing changes until you change. So if you're wondering why you're not getting the results that you want, it's because you haven't done the transformation and the change that you need to get the results that you want, because you're perfectly capable, right? So we've got a few more chapters to get through. So chapter number 3, the choice gap. This chapter reveals how perception shapes decision. We don't act on facts, we act on our interpretation of them. By exposing the emotional filters and stories that distort reality, Tony helps his students to see the gap between what is and what they believe, and empowers them to close that gap through conscious choice. So your perception is not necessarily the reality, it's your reality, but you can change your story, you can change your results by changing your perception, by changing your story, by changing what you see and how you perceive the world. Because we make judgments and we create our perceptions based on a very limited amount of information. In every single situation of our lives, we only have a limited amount of information, and then we fill in the gaps. That's the way we navigate life. It's a perfectly natural way for our brain to work. And that missing information can be absolutely crucial to whether we fail or whether we succeed. So if you dedicate yourself to changing the story and changing your perception and releasing those dysfunctional stories that are keeping you stuck, total game changer. That's why I love tapping and EFT so freaking much. You cannot love that technique enough. If you are not using it daily, then you are missing out on so much opportunity for transformation. It's insane. So let's move on to chapter number 4, the empowering promise. So this is the heart of the book. It's where Tony introduces metanoia, a total inner transformation achieved through the unbreakable promise, a sacred commitment to oneself that cannot be broken under any circumstances. Promise keeping becomes the spiritual foundation of true wealth, replacing external motivation with internal integrity. How much sense does that make? You make a promise to yourself and you refuse under any circumstances to break that promise. Promise to yourself that you're going to be wealthy, that you're going to achieve your goals and dreams, that you are going to make your goals and your vision for your future non-negotiable. Promise to yourself that you're going to go all in, that you're going to develop an unstoppable mindset. Promise to yourself that you will have a can-do, no matter what, whatever it takes kind of attitude. Promise to yourself that you will show up every day and love yourself into your goals, your vision, your dreams, no matter what. How powerful do you feel that is? Okay, so chapter number 5 is no small change. Change, Tony insists, must be permanent or it's pointless. He maps the psychology of transformation, showing that deep habits can't simply be unlearned, they must be replaced through rehearsal, vision, and total commitment. This is not about quick fixes, but about rewiring the self to sustain abundance. I don't think I need to explain that any further. Either the change is permanent or it's not. If it's permanent, you will have sustainable results. If it's not permanent, you're just going to slip back into old habits and old belief systems, and you're going to repeat the same old patterns that got you the same old results in the past. That's got to go. Got to go. Your change has to be permanent, which means you have to be committed to developing the habits, the beliefs, the mindset to be able to create sustainable future results and future transformation. Chapter number 6, the authenticity filter. Oh my God, I love this so much. Frustration, he says, is the byproduct of inauthentic living, doing the wrong things for the wrong reasons. The cure is alignment. Doing what flows naturally from your true self. Wealth and joy arise when effort meets authenticity, when life and purpose move in the same direction. So I preach all the time about alignment. I talk to my clients and work with my clients on soul alignment. Know thyself and be fully aligned with who you truly are. Act from that place that is in full alignment with your beliefs, with your core values, with your genius, with what you stand for, with what you stand against, with your passion, with your purpose. Full soul alignment will take you to infinity and beyond when you combine that with these other principles of wealth and success. Now, sorry to interrupt this summary of Tony's amazing book, but I'm really excited about a new program that I've released, which is called Thrive. This is a very, very comprehensive, intensive 6-week coaching program where I work with you to get absolutely crystal clear on your vision for your future, help you to build an unstoppable mindset, clearing out your fears, doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck, and to develop and execute on a strategic action plan that leverages your unique gifts, talents, and superpowers so you can build wealth through a business that feeds your soul and makes a positive impact in the world. Thrive is like no other program that you have ever experienced before. It is about going beyond healing and to real results, okay? So if you are ready for this kind of intensive transformation, because I will be working with you personally, believe me, it's going to be a full-on 6 weeks, then you can go and check out this program. The link is in the description below. I have it at the moment at a very special price, but that will not last forever. So if you are ready to go all in on your goals, your vision, your dreams, and you want transformation in a very condensed period of time, then check out Thrive. The link is in the description below. Now let's get on with dissecting Tony's book, Don't Bitch, Just Get Rich. So chapter number 7 is called The Really, Really Recipe. That is actually the name of the chapter. To create extraordinary results, you must know what you really, really want. Not what you should want, which is what so many of us are conditioned into. Tony helps his group clarify their deepest desires and translate them into aligned action. This chapter bridges inner truth with outer manifestation through focus and simplicity. So, and this is something that I often say. I talk to people and they can tell me what they don't want, but the vast majority of people don't know what they do want. They don't know what their soul is yearning for. And this is absolutely key. Get crystal clear on what it is that you really, really want and make it non-negotiable. And it's not from what society tells you that success and wealth is supposed to look like. It's what aligns with you. It comes back to alignment. What is it that will feed your soul? What is it that will give you that fulfillment, that satisfaction, that lights you up, that feeds your soul, that sets your heart on fire? That is where you must come from. Okay, so chapter number 8 is Newton's laws for growing rich. Here, Tony reframes success through the physics of energy, action and reaction, momentum and focus. Just as Newton's laws govern motion, similar principles govern abundance. What you send out returns multiplied. Inertia must be overcome, and consistency creates compounding results. So we know that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. One of the most restated quotes of all time is Nikola Tesla's, where he said, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. The guy was a genius. So it's so important that you work with these laws and you use these principles to define and succeed at whatever you put your mind to. Because remember, you are infinitely powerful and you have the ability to achieve anything you put your mind to if you use these kinds of principles and you apply them wisely and daily and consistently, and you never, ever, ever quit. That's how you guarantee your success, is you apply these principles and you never, ever, ever quit. So, chapter number 9, the rule book of the rich, part 1. Tony unpacks pragmatic rules for wealth, value creation, networking, and smart leverage. He distinguishes between friendship and financial networks, showing how the rich think transactionally but ethically. Everything is for sale, he says, not as cynicism, but as awareness of value, exchange, and flow. These principles will have lasted the test of time. They are based in a solid, proven foundation. So do not take these lightly. Value creation, networking, and smart leverage, all things that you must apply to any business venture or entrepreneurial project. Chapter number 10, the rulebook of the rich, part 2. He challenges workaholic myths. Labor enslaves, but life work liberates. When your work expresses your essence, you merge passion and purpose, and wealth becomes an extension of who you are. Tony dismantles the 80-20 myth and urges readers to bring 100% of their being into inspired productivity. You can see why Tony and I got along so well, don't you? Like, I always talk about one of the pillars of unstoppable success, and that is to take consistent, aligned, inspired action and apply your core genius, your superpowers to all the action that you take and make sure that it's aligned, all right? So this just embodies everything that I believe in and everything that I teach my clients. Chapter number 11 is to dream and get real. So dreaming without discipline is fantasy. In this chapter, Tony teaches how to project manage your vision, to treat your dream like a business plan with deadlines, resources, and accountability. By speaking and acting as if your dream already exists, you align your subconscious with inevitability. Makes total sense, doesn't it? So you can dream all you like, but at some point you've got to get real, you've got to take action, you've got to apply these principles to actually achieving your vision. That is the way our reality works. You can not like it, but that application of your core genius, your superpowers to achieving your goal, it just gives you the sweetest feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction when you finally achieve it. And if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Stop wanting it to be easy. Start and decide that you're just going to be better. Okay. So chapter number 12 is the final chapter, and it's called Brand New Chapters. So the book culminates with each participant's empowering promise. So remember chapter number 4, the empowering promise, heartfelt commitments symbolizing their transformation. Through ceremony and truth-telling, they step into their new lives. Tony reminds readers that self-mastery is the only rule that matters. To thine own self be true. So that is the framework of the book. As I said, you can still get it on Audible. If you're not a member of Audible, 99 cents that you will get with a membership on Audible. And I cannot stress enough how empowering these principles are when you apply them. The whole point is application. Knowledge is not power until you actually do something with it. Knowledge is useless until you apply it. So make a commitment from this point forward that you are going to apply solid success and wealth building principles to your life. Promise yourself that you are going to make your vision, your goals, your dreams non-negotiable. You are going to decide to have a can-do, no matter what, whatever it takes kind of attitude, and you're going to show up every single day and you're going to go all in on your vision for your future and creating your future your way. So I do hope you have enjoyed the analysis of Tony Fitzgerald's book, Don't Bitch, Just Get Rich. And I wanted to honor the man and his contribution to how he shaped me and my business and the contribution that I get to make in the world, because he was an amazing man and he left a really amazing legacy. And I'm on a quest to leave a similar legacy, if not an even bigger legacy, based on the inspiration of Tony Fitzgerald and a lot of people, other people who have influenced my life as well. So if you have enjoyed this, then please comment below, like and subscribe. Let me know what your biggest takeaway is from this point forward. And if you would actually like to download my 20 wealth creation tips for conscious entrepreneurs, that is another game changer, by the way, then just comment wealth below and I will send you the link to download this free guide. And if you would like more help with transformation, then check out this video. It's an EFT tapping video that's going to help you to release some of those fears, doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs around money, wealth, abundance, and success. Check it out here.